Losing weight can be really frustrating and it can be a little confusing, especially when you're doing everything you can during the week. And then when the weekend comes around, you're like, dang, I'm always falling off on the weekends. If you feel like that's what you've been experiencing and you've been having a hard time getting that weight off, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Okay. It doesn't have to be as hard or confusing or boring as you might think. Because a lot of people think, man, if I got to give up my weekends, geez, like I just stay overweight. So it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. These are things I teach my coaching clients, especially if you're a high achiever, you're a busy professional, you do a whole lot on throughout the week. And then when the weekend comes around, you just want to relax. You just want to be able to enjoy yourself. I get it. Okay. And so I'm going to show you exactly what steps you need to take to fix this issue so that you can start dropping weight and you can keep the weight off. All right. First thing is this: a lot of people think that they need more discipline. A lot of people think, man, you got to be so disciplined to eat right on the weekends. And, guys, you don't. Like the same amount of discipline that it takes during the weekdays to lose weight is the same amount that it takes during the weekend. You just got to have structure. The person who is relying on discipline, but they don't have structure on the weekends, meaning they knew they had a calorie intake, but they stopped thinking about it. They knew they had to eat a certain amount of food. They stopped thinking about it. They knew they needed to do some type of exercise or physical activity. They just stopped thinking about it. This is the lack of structure. Even when it comes to sleep, a lot of people, when the weekend comes around, people are like, "Man, I'm asleep in," or they stay up late at night and they don't get much sleep at all, and they find themselves feeling tired, feeling sluggish throughout the day, throughout the weekends, or especially when Monday comes around, they trying to like get back into momentum because of the alcohol, the junk food they had, and so these are things that I typically see from a lot of my clients who are really busy. They reach out to me and they're like, "Man, I dropped some weight early on in the program, but I feel like the weekend is kind of like holding me hostage." And I tell them, dude, the same structure that you have with the calorie intake, the protein intake that I give them, start doing that on the weekends. And lo and behold, they start dropping more weight. Okay. So super important. All right. Yo, what's happening? I see you jumping on. And so that's the first thing, structure. The second thing, a lot of people think they can just have a reward weekend or a cheat weekend. Guys, you are going to have a hard time if you want to lose weight if the whole weekend is a cheat meal. Like Friday, cheat meals, Saturday, cheat meals, Sunday, cheat meals. And then on Monday, you want to get back on the right track and step on the scale. This is what so many people do. And they're disappointed and they're frustrated and they're like afraid to step on the scale on Monday, but you just spent 3 days or even 2 days just eating junk food. Guys, that's no good. Like, that's almost half the week. We only have 7 days in a week. You're telling me 3 days out the week you're eating junk food the whole week? That's crazy. Of course you're not gonna lose weight. And even if a person does lose a little bit of weight, 3 days of eating junk food, this is how people develop health issues. Because half of your year, you're eating junk food. And a lot of people don't think about it like that. And so it's important that you start to, instead of having a cheat weekend, have a cheat meal. And guys, it's the weekend right now. And I thought about making this live because it's a weekend. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna talk about today? And I noticed that a lot of people self-sabotage their results on the weekend. And so instead of having cheat days, have a cheat meal or two. It really depends on if you're the type of person like me, I want to get results fast. I'm not saying I want to like starve myself and get results, but I'm the type of person I need to see progress. And if you're that type of person, do less cheat meals. If you are like, man, I can do it slow, I just want to see it come off, you could do maybe 2 or 3 cheat meals on the weekend. But if you're like, man, I want to get results quickly, I don't want it to take a whole lot of time, do one, maybe two, depending on what type of cheat meals you're having. Now, if you have a pizza, dude, that's it. You don't need nothing else cheating. You don't need to cheat on nothing else that whole weekend. pasta. What else? Spaghetti. No more cheat meals, dude. You can't eat no more. No more cheat meals because you had too much of a calorie dense meal that could easily be 1,500, 2,000 calories. A pizza, easily 1,000, 15 up to 2,000 calories. Lasagna, pasta, spaghetti, easily can add up super quick. Plus, a lot of people they're drinking sodas and lemonades and sweet teas and alcohol on the weekend. Easily ends up having way more calories than what you might expect. Okay, and so something to really pay attention to if you want to be able to lose weight and keep it off. And these are just habits, guys. Like some people have made it a habit of eating junk food 2, 3 days a week. Glad you found the live helpful, Carissa. Um, there's a lot of people who are like, eating junk food the whole weekend and wonder why the weight isn't going down, wonder why their stomach is getting bigger, but they're exercising during the week, they're eating healthy during the week, but they're sabotaging and ruining and undoing all the results that they've accomplished early on during the week by sabotaging it on the weekends, by what they're doing on the weekends. Okay. And so it's very important that you pay attention to these things. You have to be mindful. The people who I see are really successful at losing weight, they're no better than anybody else. They're just intentional. They're just moving with purpose. They're not like winging it. The people who tend to wing it in any area of their life, they get winging it results. You wing it with your finances, you go notice that your finances, you're broke. The people who are a little bit more intentional with their finances, tracking their expenses, tracking how much they're making, they tend to save a little bit more, they tend to make a little bit more. Same thing with people who want to lose weight. The people who just wing it, they're just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. Oh, this is the way I am. Oh, this is the way I always been. I'm gonna eat what I want to eat on the weekend. I'm just not gonna do too bad. Winging it. But the people who drop 30, 40, 50 plus pounds in my coaching program, they're eating healthy and they're eating foods they enjoy eating on the weekends. But they're mindful. They're like, okay, all right, now I know I can eat this meal, but I got to make sure it stays within this calorie intake because I don't want to gain no weight. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So it's not like they're doing something magical. They just have more structure and they're intentional with it. And so that's the second thing. All right. Reward meals, not days. Then the last thing is this, and I'm gonna give y'all a bonus if y'all stick around. There's one more thing. All right. I don't even have this on the script, but I just thought about it. Um, better planned than perfect. Type that out. Write that out. Better planned than perfect. A lot of people they think they have to obsess and be perfect on the weekends when it comes to losing weight, losing belly fat, getting their health on point. It's not that you have to be perfect. Guys, I'm not even perfect. I'll eat a burger and a fry and a soda and drink a soda and not have a worry of guilt in the world because I know exactly how to get right back on the right track because I've planned out my weekend. I know how many meals I'm going to eat on a given day. I know what foods I'm going to eat. Like I'm not like guessing and just like meandering. Oh, let's see what I'm. In that time when I get hungry, I'm gonna just figure out what I want to eat when I get hungry. People who do that struggle, and it's not to say that doesn't happen every blue moon, but for somebody who wants to lose weight, if you don't know exactly what you want to eat, if you're not prepared, if you're not planning ahead, of course you're gonna default to what you've always ate. You're gonna default to what has gotten you to the point where you're not happy with your weight. And so it's even more important for people who are not where they want to be at health wise and weight wise to plan. That way you can stay on course to building the body and losing the weight like you want to lose. Because if you don't stay on plan, you default to the old plan. And the old plan has gotten you to where you're like, man, my clothes ain't fitting. I'm dealing with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, sleep apnea. That's what the old plan gets you. And so you got to plan ahead, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be like a bodybuilder type thing where, you're eating chicken and broccoli every day, you're eating salads all day, you got to fast the whole day. And you don't have to do none of that. What we do over here, we do something called Flexible nutrition. This is where I show my coaching clients how to eat foods they prefer to eat, but they still have structure. All right. Appreciate the hearts, y'all. Appreciate it. My tooth is loose and it's about to come out. Ooh, that's rough. Sounds like you got to tighten up that diet. Anyway, there was one more bonus that I wanted to give y'all that wasn't on here, which is just because the weekend doesn't mean you have to take the whole weekend off from moving. This is what I call an active rest day. I mean, even if you're not exercising and lifting weights, you can still go outside or go to the gym and do a little bit of stretching, or you could do a little bit of walking, or moderate cardio. Like that's what I'm getting ready to do when I hit the gym. Like I want to do this live first, and then once I finish up with the live, I'm about to hit the gym, do a good 30, 45 minutes. Just kind of like get my body moving. Now when I got some energy throughout the weekend, and come back home, get some work done. I do what I love doing, you know? And so it's very important that you pay attention to your habits because the habit of being sedentary the whole weekend makes it so much harder to get right back on track next week, the following week, because you've been sedentary. So you tired. Now you got to like force yourself back into movement. It can be tough. And so I'm one of those people. I want to get ready so I want to stay ready so I don't have to ever get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That way, all the other people out here who are just trying to like get back into momentum, you looking at them like, dang, well, you struggling over there. But you in motion, you know what I'm saying? Because you never came out of motion. It's a lot of people, they think they have motion, but it's actually just like, well, I'll say it this way. A lot of people have motion. They're doing things, but they're not in momentum. It's a difference between being in motion, just doing different things, versus the people who are in momentum. They're doing the right things that are leading to the results. They're losing the weight. Their clothes are fitting better. They have more energy. They feel more happy and proud and confident about how their body looks. They may have had type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, but now they're coming off of medications because things are planned. Things are structured. It's not perfect, but they have intentionality with what they're doing. This is what we call momentum. When you do this, guys, I'm telling you, this is how you get results and keep them. All right. Hopefully you found this helpful. Stop letting the weekends ruin your progress. Some of y'all are working so hard during the week, man. Let's go ahead and get this weight off. Let's get you healthy. Okay. If you would like help from me, you want some structure. That way you're not winging it. That way you're not wasting time with trial and error, feeling frustrated and disappointed. I'll drop a link down in the description down below. That way you can explore the option of being able to work together. All right. We're getting results over here, y'all. All right. Other than that, we are out of here. Carissa says she found it helpful. Glad you found it helpful. Glad y'all stuck around. I appreciate all the hearts, the likes, and everything. Share the video out to other people, especially if you know they'll find it helpful. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. I do lives Monday through Friday on YouTube, and I'm starting to do them on the weekends too. So if you find these videos helpful, I have a ton of them. It's probably like close to 80 to 100 live replays now on different topics: diabetes, high blood pressure, having more energy, what to do on the weekends, how to lose belly fat, how to drop your next 50 pounds, whole nine. Whatever it is, scroll on my lives column of the different replays of my lives, and it's pure gold. Pure gold. All right. Other than that, guys, we out of here. Let's get it. Peace.